What's going on, guys? So, these past few days, really just leading off of Thanksgiving, it feels like I've hit this, not a wall, but this new mindset where I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. So, really, all of this is stemming from realizing two different things. One thing, and they both build upon each other, but one thing is that when I look at, when I speak to very successful people or people that have achieved a lot of the crazy things they wanted to do, I want to say in 90% of the times, they always, like, they achieve what they want to do, but then they also overshoot it. Or they not overachieve, but it's like, if this is what they wanted to do, boom, they hit that, but then they actually do more. 90% of the time, they do more than they wanted to do or they set out to do, etc. And then the other building aspect upon that is when I look at myself, I am doing way more than I've ever set out to do. Like, if I say I was going to do this, and then I look at myself now, like what I was planning to do, or what the initial idea was back in time, it's like, wow, I did that times 3, or that times 5, or that times 10, and I'm doing it better than I imagined I would. So, and you know what? I gotta say it. I gotta say it. The initial thought is that as of now, I'm gonna go for it. All of those crazy ideas that are in my head that I know I can do, but it's always like you're just not brave enough to just jump out there on a limb and do it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm not afraid to look crazy, delusional, whatever. Because anything I've set myself out to do, I've done it plus more. And anything I've set myself out to do, or anything that I do set myself out to do, I can do it. Like, if I tell myself and I know within myself I can do it, it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. Now, a big thing with that is, as a person, you have to be detached from not pleasing others, but you have to be detached from the thought of maybe judgment of others or the view of others placing their expectations on you, or feeling awkward or feeling crazy or delusional. Because, majority of the people, 99% of people, they are afraid to do the crazy things. And that's why a majority of people will never be extremely, successful, because those people, they do what 99% of the people will not do. So, that comes with the territory. You want to be this, you want to do this, that comes with the territory. And it's like you got to accept that and not be bothered by it. And I'm realizing that one of the biggest ways that I'm accepting that is because the things I've been through in life, I'm finna do something crazy on this computer, so that's why I'm just trying to make me a note list. I am doing a list of contacts I need to email. Number 1. But the reason I just don't care is because I've noticed and learned the patterns of human what is it? Not judgment or acceptance, but like, everybody's out for themselves in a sense. And no, it's not intentional majority of the time, but it's like Everybody dealing with their own things. Everybody dealing with their own paths, their own issues, their own desires, own things they scared of, own traumas they dealing with back here. Oh, this situation just popped up. Like everybody is dealing with those same things. And then it's twofold. It's like one, you realize people really don't love you. Like people say they love you. People here when life's all good, when time's good, when you don't need nothing, when you can help people and you can do stuff. But then when you go through stuff, or you ain't doing this, you can't do this, you're not able to do this, you fail in this area. People show themselves every single time. And you can't blame people because that's what humans do. That's just humans. But you got to take that. You should take it at least and realize that these people don't love you anyway. So why even consider what they think about you? Why even consider how they feel or if they talk about you? People talk about you regardless. You might not know it, but I'm telling you, people talk about you. People dog you. People do not like you. So if they're going to talk anyway, why not just do it? Why not just do those crazy things like you want to do? Like one thing that I'm writing right here is like I've really realized what I want to do in life. And I really want to open this pharmacy on the South Side. But as of today, actually, like I was talking with my dean, I've realized I want to do ambulatory care. And that looks like, diabetes management, hypertension management. It looks like possibly mental health care services, smoking cessation and guidance and therapy. And what else is there out there? A1C and glucose readings and how teaching people how to eat healthily and healthy. But it's like it's sort of scooting closer towards family medicine, like family physicians. And it's crazy because I was looking at it like there's two different ways you can do it. You can do one where it's just nothing but pharmacists, and that's where you can do all the different managements and things that a pharmacist really does well. But then also there's this space where you can contract with a providing physician, and we can act in a similar path as like a nurse practitioner. So like basically the entire, this is my understanding, I'm not 100% sure on it, but like my entire practice, basically, I'll contract with one physician or maybe a physician group, but generally it's one doctor, and they would, I don't want to say they'll be the legal whatever, but it's a lot of things I don't know, but they do get like a contracting fee or either a percentage of, whatever. And then my business is allowed to bill for like claims as an MD or as a provider, meaning I can do just like a nurse prac. The MD oversees me, but I can do everything in a sense. And it's really pointing out to me because that's what I really wanted. Not what I really wanted, but it's what I'm being pulled to. It's what I'm being drawn to. Opening up a family practice. And for some reason, I hate or I dislike that majority of my academic journey or tenure, I've always looked at pharmacists as in being, I don't want to say subpar, but I've always looked at pharmacists as being under a doctor. When in actuality, like a really good pharmacist, a clinical pharmacist, a knowledgeable pharmacist, they're kind of like, I don't want to say above a physician, but it's like in a lot of different spaces, the pharmacist is sort of like a coach. So if if the physician is the quarterback, the pharmacist is like the defensive coach or defensive coordinator. The doctor is attempting to target XYZ. They're trying to cure it, help alleviate it, manage it, etc. The pharmacist's job is basically I'm trying to save the patient. I'm trying not to let your doctor kill you with whatever plan we're devising or coming up with. So it's like I have to be an absolute expert in understanding, yes, physiology, yes, pharmacology, but also like therapeutics and dosing and interactions and all of these different things that no one else really has the background in. And I dislike that I did not feel that a pharmacist was on the same academic rigor as a physician. I have no idea why, because I've taken the classes with physicians. I've taken, neuroanatomy and histology and microbiology and gross anatomy. I've held a brain in my hand and had to identify all the different Broca's areas and the gyri and all the. I've done all of that. I've had a medical binder this big and had to go through it in 5 months and test on it every single. I've done that, and I don't understand why. I do understand why, because it's like it goes back to exposure. A pharmacist, from majority of the world's perspective, works in retail, works at CVS or Walgreens. That's all we see. We don't know what ambulatory care is. We don't know what a clinical pharmacist is. We don't know what institutional pharmacists do. We don't know what industrial pharmacists do. We don't know what all these other avenues and facets that a pharmacist can entail or dwell in, because nobody's ever taught us, nobody's ever showed us, we've never seen it. So that's why I've never looked at it at the same level of rigor. But anyways, I am basically saying screw everybody's perception, because they think I'm weird anyway. People reject me anyway for being like 10% of me or 20% of me. So why not just go on to be the whole 100%? So right now, I know that I want to do a residency at University of Chicago. If you don't know University of Chicago, academically, they're on the par of, top 15 universities in the world, like Harvard, Stanford, Columbia. I can't think of the school in the UK right now. Is that Oxford or Cambridge? They're on that par. University of Chicago is. A lot of people will argue that I'm not going to get into that, but I've always been drawn to just working at UC or doing a PhD at University of Chicago or something. I'm so drawn to Hyde Park, and I feel that it's way above me. It's way like I don't qualify for it, especially because of my background. Where like I messed up my undergrad, I messed up my master's. I went back and fixed them. I messed up my doctorate. I'm going back and fixing it, but it feels like I don't belong, in a sense. Like I'm not whatever enough for that. But I'm saying forget that. I'm gonna shoot for it, because it goes back to my initial point. It's like anything I've ever shot for, I've hit it, but I've also overachieved it. I hit higher than what I was marking for. So this point I'm in life now, if you think I'm crazy now, you ain't seen nothing yet. That's the best way to do it. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to shoot to open this pharmacy. It's really not even a pharmacy anymore. It's just I'm going to shoot to open a medical practice. I'm going to shoot to open a medical practice. I'm going to shoot to open my research institute. There's, I've always dreamed of having this penthouse downtown, and it's $24 million minimum. I think it's like 40, but it's between 24 and $48 million. I'm gonna shoot for it, and I don't want to just talk about doing these things, but I'm actually gonna shoot for the highest level my mind can comprehend, or the highest level that I can think of. Like, I can't think higher than owning that penthouse, if it makes sense. It's not even like I can't think higher than it, but it's like nothing else is me. Nothing else higher. For me, there's nothing else higher than that. Like, yeah, it's more expensive penthouses in like New York City or Dubai or something, but that's not me, if that makes sense. That's not Delron. So it's not really shooting higher, if we can make sense. Like, I want to build real estate. I've always wanted to do that since I was a child. I love real estate. I love architecture. I want to build skyscrapers. I don't want to just talk about these things anymore. I want to actually pursue them, and just, I don't even want to say, even if I fail, that's okay, because I'm not going to fail. Anything that I put my mind to, and I know I can do it, I do it. And it's like I'm tired of playing with myself, in a sense. I'm not even playing with my potential, but it's like I'm tired of neglecting who I actually am, just to not appease others, but maybe not to be rejected or looked at crazy, or that entire suite of adjectives. So you know what? I am, what do I want to say? I'm at a place in life where I'm so comfortable with who I am, and I love who I'm becoming. If somebody don't like it, that's fine. It I don't care. If you don't, like, if I really love you, but just I'm not for you, that's all right. Bye. And I'm okay with that. It took me a long time to get to that point, but I'm okay with that. You want to judge me? I don't care. You want to abandon me? I don't care. You want to reject who I am? I don't care. I'm happy with I'm happy with what I got. What's developing, what's pulling out, what's coming to the surface. I am so happy with myself. So, end of the day, I'm not delusional enough. It's not even delusion to me, it's delusion to other people, but I'm not delusional enough to other people yet, which means I'm not fully myself. I'm playing with probably 30. I'm probably playing with 40% of myself right now. I need to get to 80. I need to get to 90. So, at the end of the day, you get one life. I don't want to get to my deathbed and wish that I would have done this, I would have tried that, or man, I would have loved to do that. I don't want to be that person. So, let's get to it, I guess. Oh, taking cool points because I just failed. University of Chicago.